You look so sad. Or mad, even. Are you mad?
I'm not mad. I'm not mad. It's just, poor Kate. I just really feel for Kate. It's a lot. It's a lot to deal with. She's dealing with a lot. Oh, it's a terrible situation. I don't know. I have no idea how she's going to get out of it. I assume that there, I can make assumptions about forthcoming Deus Ex Machinas, but I can't really know anything because I sure as shit didn't know that was going to happen. I didn't expect Ord Mantell.
How did I know you were going to say that?
Because it's my go-to for trash planets. Yeah. That was a heck of a but all like concern, deep concern about trash worlds and best laid plans that did not come to fruition. All that aside, wow, what a rootin' tootin' adventure I was on.
With every game, there's so many choices that you don't make that I had equally prepared for.
Yeah.
And then ones you make that I am unprepared for entirely. And after we left during the break, I was like, you had the chance to either go with Martha or go with Doc, and there's a whole thing that could have happened in San Francisco. And normally, as a DM, I don't tell players what they could or could not have done. But all I said was, I'm not going to spoil anything. I'm just going to say, I'm really glad you stuck around with Martha.
Me too.
Yeah.
Very, very glad.
Yeah. So how? Any other thoughts, feelings? Like, I mean, this. How long was this one versus our last one?
I don't remember how long the last one was. But I think this one may have actually surpassed it. We are about to hit the 8-hour mark.
So that's about the same, if not a little more.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. This was been some big sessions lately, but also some
big feelings,
some good, lots of big feelings and good diversions, and this has been interesting because there's so much in this session. There was so much opportunity for practical growth for Kate, like opportunities to improve her. I mean, if this was not the fate system, she would be improving stats. I would have had specific stat growth. At this point, I'm not really sure how that's.
I mean, we could do that with fate points as well. For me, the fate system, I was a little interested in how the fate system worked at first to see how we could maybe use the gameplay of that system.
Yeah.
And it quickly fell away because this is not to say the fate system is bad. It just might be bad for my play style for this type of cinematic storytelling.
Uh-huh.
I actually find myself saying for the next time I would do this, I'd probably just relying on the D6. Because with D6, like the Ghostbusters D6 or even Adventure D6, open source D6, there's an easy way to level up.
It's so immediate.
Yeah, and it's just immediately you roll the dice, boom, there you go. Not having to think about fate points and that. And it was just, granted, there's nothing to stop me from in between sessions just refreshing myself on the rules. But the type of play that we've been doing, again, going into this blind, not knowing how we would play this, but the way we've been playing it, the mechanic is an excuse. I mean, we're role playing.
Yes.
As this goes along, there's so many things I don't ask for rolls on because it doesn't matter. It's for the good of the story. So, but then again, like towards the end here with the fight with
we're beholden to a massive shootout and a bunch of dice rolls.
Yeah, and that made it so interesting because the dice numbers were so low.
Pathetic. But so frustrating.
But they were low, but they kept meeting each other, and that did drive up some tension. But I didn't want to get to the point where it just becomes repetitive, and then it's just back and forth shooting until everybody's dead. But all that, that all being said, like there's a lot of freedom with this because it's a lot open to interpretation. But I still think we can stick with it to the end because it may only have a session left, and then we might be that might be it. I don't know. These sessions go long. That's why I'm saying that.
Yeah.
But. I look forward to what happens next.
Me too.
And
very, very much.
I've been every bit. I learn a bit more.
What can you say about how the West was handled in this, like based on like what your expectations were versus what I did, and other things about your research that maybe we didn't get to explore or anything like that.
The research doesn't matter. It's the I did a lot on things that just never even came up. It's fine. Like I would say, an interesting thing here, just because we're about to skim over like something that would be inconsequential to the immediate play, but at least I bring it up not to say, look at how much research I've done, but rather as a gentle reminder of where you are.
Right.
Like bringing up how much money Clara makes a day. Well, in the immediate sense of the story, who cares? But when Kate hears that, the reaction that you gave in reality would be the same reaction Kate would give of like, ugh, like that type of thing that would come up in a passing conversation that we don't have time to role play,
Yeah.
but would be information that affects how you feel about the world around you. And so I think that was great, but I don't feel like that there was anything. I mean, again, this is Kate's story as she's going through and making these choices, and I'm constantly surprised at where she decides to put the time and effort, because it's been changing, because it's almost like the character is changing as the story goes along. Imagine that.
Yeah, it is almost like that. I mean, like she's grown so much in an imperceptible window of time, because like I say imperceptible because like
it's always changing.
Well, yeah, because her impressions of things are, I imagine, like pretty as muddy as my perceptions of things in terms of how long things have actually been and how long she's been in a given place. But she's had to.
It's been a couple months in 2015, like a month or two.
Yeah.
Spent like a little over a month in 1885. It's getting crazy.
Yeah, priorities have changed and perspectives have enhanced, and then of course there's all of her like existential baggage that she's developed, which might, like, is it baggage or is it perspective? It's hard to say. I think at this point it's turning into perspective. But yeah, boy, I mean, what's funny is that I think that like, I want Kate to be all like gung ho, like, yeah, let's go through the future. But I feel like this last one is a real like slap in the face. Like, yeah, you can't do anything. You can't meddle with anything. I don't know if this is my fault. I don't know if it was Doc's fault. It's somebody's fault, and it's really fucked up, and it's the exact opposite of what we wanted. So, like, maybe it's good to have no choice at that scale. Like, to just have your own independent choice without introducing time travel into the equation. But at the same time, she is daydreaming of some kind of weird moment in time I'm not sure she's ever going to see, where it just stops. There's no more fires to put out. That like she and Doc get another moment where they get to decide, or maybe just her, like what's going on and what they're doing and how they want to spend their time, instead of dealing with like what terrible world-ending problem needs to be solved, or how someone's like gonna live or die where they should or shouldn't be.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I don't know that she, after dealing with like, a shootout immediately followed by like no sense of comfort and potential annihilation of like, I mean, like this isn't just Kate stranded by the roadside with a DeLorean not knowing what she's going to do about it. This is like the DeLorean being ushered into what is probably a trash compactor, and at least from Kate's perspective. And that's layers of fucked that after everything she's just been through in a moment's time, having dove out of a balloon. I mean, she has been through so much. This is such a slap in the face, which is why I feel the way I feel just now. Like this kind of like she, here's Kate once again living through the cycle of, all right, I'm going to do it. I'm going to embrace something crazy. I'm going to look at all of my experience and say, yeah, this is fine. This next insane thing that I have to do to survive or to move forward is fine. It's fine. I'm Kate. I can do this.
Only insane things happen now. Like,
and then she does it, and then it's like, fuck you for trying. Like,
I hope you don't think that's how I'm structuring things.
No,
it's not.
No. This is. It's just it is what it is. So it's like, oh, did you want to have a cool adventure with Calamity Jane? Do you want to like learn practical life skills?
You did.
Well, I did. But then the criminals who I learned them with came back for vengeance at the exact wrong time. Perfect. Okay, great. Did you want to do like a really, really like kind of risky maneuver with time travel? Okay, you did. But now it's way worse in a way you could never, ever, ever have predicted. And it's like, me dying would have been, I mean, like, ultimately, I get the chance to survive and to try to fix something. And certainly, based on
You have a lot to live for right now.
I do have a lot to live for right now. Not necessarily for me, but for the future, I guess.
For Earth.
Yeah. So, yeah. But here we are. And she's gonna, as always, try her best. And worst comes to worse, there's still probably a refrigerator out there somewhere I can jump back into. So, yeah. Some days I'm having a shootout. Some days I'm eating fish on the docks. It's just...
You had a great time this session. What are you talking about? 2 little bad things happened. Everything else was fun.
What do you think I'm saying right now? I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining at all.
3 little bad things if you count the train robbery.
I'm just saying it's always like, it's
4 little bad things if you count being stuck in 1885.
Some episodes of this show, as we release it, is like Kate just like wandering around looking at stuff, and then some episodes are a bunch of dice rolls because it's a bunch of fucking gunplay. Like it's a weird. This is a weird show, and once it's all over, I'm really curious what the handful of people who've chosen to experience it think about it. And you're all really wonderful, and I'm really grateful for you. Thank you for being on this journey with us.
Yeah. If you're still listening, I'm surprised, but thank you. I hope you enjoy it. I hope it's fun to listen to because it is fun to play and run.